This was the year that television brought back the Warriors, those veteran male stars who fought in television's first ratings wars and won, and are back to do battle once again. Now, Warriors have several things in common: an uncommon strength, a commitment to victory, and, according to Greek legend, a tragic flaw. Here's someone with everything but the tragic flaw to tell you more about the return of the Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, Telly Savalas.
The most fun the chroniclers of television trivia have each year is going back to the record books and tracing the backgrounds of today's stars, like Robert Stack, who rose to prominence as government agent Elliot Ness in what was television's best and most violent crime series, The Untouchables. And this year, he came back with Strike Force, a show that, if not modeled after the old Untouchables, certainly tried to match it for intensity. But maybe these producers thought that the human side of a violent life should be shown as well.
Whoever it was did the killing is long gone. Nobody seems to be able to tell us what really happened here. Nobody, except maybe the boy over there, and he can't or won't talk. It could have been a lone sniper or a gang murder. We're not going to get a pat answer. In cases like this, there are no pat answers.
Can I talk to you, Jerry?
Yeah, just a minute, Frank.
Okay, I want you guys to fan out over the entire area, cover it with a fine-tooth comb. I want that damn gun.
I get it.
Look, we know it's a long shot, Frank.
He was sitting on it. That's why he wouldn't move. It was his father's gun. He borrowed it. He was gonna shoot some squirrels. He missed.
And if Bob Stack came back with a vengeance, then Jim Garner decided that his return to the Tube, after the most successful series he had ever had, The Rockford Files, should be in the updated adventures of one of America's favorite scalawags, and the role that he created more than 20 years ago, Brett Maverick.
That anger looks almost real.
It's good and real.
Why'd you have me bushwhacked?
Now, would I be beating you up for any purpose of my own? Well, do you mind putting that thing down first? I talk better when I'm not expecting to get a bullet in my chest. I gave you my word. I'll keep it.
I don't know why, but I believe it.
I'm sorry, Laddiebuck, but I just had to return that lovely greeting you gave me.
I've been disappointed in you if you had.
Jim Garner demonstrates a strength of character and at the same time a vulnerability that makes him likable. And it's a tribute to his longevity that nearly a quarter of a century later, he can go back to that same role that started him off and carry it off with just as much dash.
Maybe I better take a look inside your hand.
I told you I don't pack that one anymore.
Well, you won't mind taking off your hat, then. How about your pocket watch?
I promise not to throw it at anyone.
Let me see it. Is that all?
No. Think I'll strangle someone with my string tie.
Perhaps more than most, the lawman, strong, silent, and vigilant, is epitomized by James Arness in television's first adult Western, Gunsmoke.
Well, I was beginning to wonder when you were coming back.
What made you think I'd be coming back?
Well, I don't know. lot of people around town miss you. I mean, Doc, Festus, Newey.
It's nice to be missed.
Jenny, I'm afraid I don't even have a drink to offer you.
Oh, that's too bad. And I noticed the saloon was all closed up.
You know, they tell me the lady that owns that saloon's got a lot of influence with the marshal.
You mean you don't think he'd mind if she did open up to buy an old friend a drink?
I don't think he'd mind at all.
And so, it was probably fitting that when Arness chose to come back to series television in 1981, he did it in McLean's Law. And maybe, just maybe, you can see a lot of Marshal Matt Dillon in Jim McLean.
I guess that didn't matter to you. What was it, Joe? Hard times? We sold our boat, you didn't sell yours, is that it? God, man. Kill a man for the money in his pocket?
Back in the early 50s, a young Tony Randall advised his best friend, Mr. Peepers, played by the late Wally Cox, on the best way to sell encyclopedias.
Now that you've got to stress. A man would be a fool who wouldn't buy those books. They're an investment. An education for $275? You can't go wrong. A lifetime treasure, not only for you, but for your children. They're decorative, they're impressive, they're gracious living, knowledge at your fingertips, dignity on your bookshelf. It's a way of life. Rob. Yes. Put me down for a set.
And that began a love affair between Tony Randall and television viewers that is stronger today through 4 series, talk shows, game shows, musical specials, and dramatic shows than ever before. This year, Tony took one more step forward. He stars in the series Love, Sidney.
What about you, Sidney? Will you stop?
What? Loving you? Are you serious?
No.
You want to go to the zoo?
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, get the milk out, and I'll give you some cereal for breakfast.
Okay.
Thank you, Sidney.
You're going to feel a lot better when you're back here with me.
What?
Laurie, don't take Patty back to California, please. Move back in here with me. You can save a fortune in rent. It'll be just like old times.
I know.
I take it back. It won't be like old times. In old times, I was possessive, I was critical, I was bossy, I was stubborn.
So far, no argument.
But I can change, can't I? Can't I? Can't a man change? Yes, of course a man can change.
Sidney, be realistic. Change doesn't come easy to a man who only owns 2 neckties.
And so, we've watched the evolution of the television family through some of its best members, mostly males who grew up as it grew up. In some cases, their hair has turned to silver. And in some cases, there's a little less of it. And in some cases, none at all. But what it may lack in thickness, in many cases, it makes up for in texture. In the texture of the players, as well as their roles. And in the case of one star who goes back 20 years before television and who has made the transition wonderfully well, he looks just as good on his new series, on a new network, as he did over 25 years ago on his first series.
Coming up on the set of Taxi and the best movies of the year.